Hello gamers and welcome back to Let's Play Ash of Gods. We're still on our way to Opacum with Thorn Brennan and his band of, well, very few people. Let's take the Pilgrim's Path again. It's already day 55, it's like day 43 with Hopper Rowley. Your company scrambles to the highway so you can make it to Opacum in time. You've nearly run into Frisian horse patrols a couple of times already. You need to sneak past them if you want to beat them to the fortress. Yeah, that will be tight. You haven't even traveled a league on the highway when a band of Frisians marches into view. You signal your companions to turn around, but the vanguard of the Frisian army appears on the road behind you, blocking your retreat. Your daughter looks at you as the reality of the situation sinks in. "Dad, what shall we do now?" she cries. Let's try to flee, because we can't really fight all of them, can we? You wheel your horse around. We'll dart into the breach between the two detachments. Pray that the Frisians don't have mounts, or we'll end up between a rock and a hard place.
The Frisian cavalry's charge seals Thorn Brennan's fate. Riders from the north surround his party, forcing a confrontation. In the aftermath, the Frisian commander orders his men to bring him the corpses of the Birkenan dogs and erect some crosses. Furious that such a puny obstacle delayed the march, the commander of the Northerners orders the crucifixion of his dead adversaries. The Frisian legions continue their march to Opacum.
Okay, that's a very bad ending.
Every day Thorn spent on the road, the Frisian legions pushed towards Opacum. Had Captain Brennan been quicker, he'd have been able to sneak past the Northerners. But he took too long. He perished, and no one is left to tell his story.
Okay, everyone is dead, and I've even unlocked an achievement. The achievement is called Stupid Death. Get killed by Frisians before you reach the siege of Opacum. And yeah, fantastic. Yeah, but that was to be expected, because Hopper Rowley day 43 and there was the army already, and this is now a day 50 something.
In the place where everything ends, the source of all being must flow. If you don't see it, you're not there yet.
Okay, that's the last chapter. It's all about speed and setting the right priorities, which I did not, and I like that the game actually, I wasn't fast enough that the game actually punishes you for it. You look down from the ramparts. The Frisian legions are already at Opacum. There are many thousands of warriors, hundreds of siege engines, and, for reasons unknown, a throng of prisoners. The Reapers are planning something. You cannot see them yet, but you feel their presence. Take a closer look at the prisoners. They are kept in the back, but you clearly see thousands of people in shackles. Beside them are guards and, for whatever reason, barrels. A worried ache climbs the rampart. Can you believe it? Turns out Bren made it out of Ursus with the guardsman's wages. Coranson left Opacum and got past the Gel somehow. Stuckhead has urgently summoned you to a feast celebrating King Treek's rescue. Shek's been murdered? It makes my head spin. You cannot conceal your astonishment. What do you mean, murdered? The assault hasn't even begun. Ache shrugs. Don't know how it happened. Some bastard shot him with a crossbow. Here, take this bundle. Before he died, Shek told me to pass it to you. All I know is that the woman in their company brought this to the fortress. Through layers of cloth, your fingers recognize the knife you left with Amma. It seems to be an omen, and something Amma best not know about. Let's go to the feast. It seems inappropriate to feast with the city under siege. Nevertheless, tables have been set in the throne room and courtiers mill about. No one touches the food, all waiting for the king and Count Vichti. Halberdiers guard their empty chairs. Tension grows in the room. You notice Filia standing beside you. Let's ask for her opinion. You turn to Filia. What's happening? I'm confused. What's wrong with you? You seem petrified. Filia presses fingers to her temples, winces and shakes her head. I don't understand. The entire feast feels like a delusion, as if everyone's dazed. If this is indeed sorcery, its complexity is beyond my comprehension. Look at their faces. Mushroom's pale as a ghost. It's not the enemy at the gate making them anxious. It's some other menace. You are about to nod, but trumpets announce the king. Entering with his entourage, he looks glum. You read a mixture of confusion and frustration on his face. Still, he nods to the assembly and makes his rounds, shaking hands and embracing guests. Philia addresses you. Do you feel this menace too? I cannot figure out its source or its target. Looking from side to side, the giant wipes sweat from his brow and tenses up. He looks like a predator sensing prey, but the enchantment seems to loosen its grip. Let's reassure Ake. You call to Ake, signaling that everything is alright. He breathes a sigh of relief, sensing as much himself. Philia bows to the king. Someone mocks us. The enchantment vanished. She whispers to you angrily. You answer in kind. Mockery is worthless, unless it's torture, of course. The feast goes on in grim silence. Everyone's realizing that it may be their last. The awkward feast is over. Apart from King Shriek's inspiring speech, there was nothing noteworthy. Something odd was in the air, like a strand of another's magic. But unless you're imagining things, the spell did not work. Let's talk to Philia. You notice Philia, who's been absent a while. Philia, where have you been? You call out. I told you to stay here. I can't help you if you are far away. Philia breaks into a crooked smile. Are you counting on someone's aid? Do you remember the advice given to you? The spell broken into 7 fragments? You're frustrated. What's the point? Where can I find the 7th fragment? What does the end refer to? How can any of this help me? Philia breaks into a crooked smile. So you do need help. Have you forgotten that one of the 5 might awaken? Or have you not realized what's going on here? Ask about the one of the 5. Anger becomes hatred. What does she know about the 5 gods, you ask? If she knew and had any power of her own, what need would she have of me? Philia gives you a reproachful look. This is not all important. Should we or should we not kill the marked one? That is the crux of the matter. If yes, when? Now? The awakened one will then find a different path. At the moment of awakening? What if we miss later? He won't let us near, I think, Hopper. Let's talk to Mushroom. Mushroom hurries across the square near the gate. Hey friend, what's the rush? You call to him. The assault hasn't begun. No need to seek cover yet. Mushroom lashes out. Mushroom has never sought cover. I needed to talk to the party from Ursus. I showed them the bolt that killed Czech. Said it looked familiar, and I was right. Branovich's mercs use bolts like this. It was them, or the Count's wretched son, hiding under his daddy's wing in the fortress. You ask Mushroom to elaborate. Not so fast. I've heard the story of the stolen funds. Brent's doing or not. Why would he kill Shaq? What does it change? Mushroom grins. You're clearly not familiar with how things work at the court. The main strategy is to wait it out. Half a year goes by, a year at most, and they forget about the funds. Count Stakatvichti might settle the matter too. For now, Brent should lie low. He's in hiding again, having run into Shaq. Just wait though. He'll crawl out and find a way to somehow blame Shaq. I'd better go. The assailants won't keep us waiting, though they say that the negotiators are already in the fortress. Let's go to the wall. You observe the enemy army from the walls of Opacum. For the 100th time, it seems all of existence verges on collapse. Are your premonitions true this time? Suddenly you see Philia. She wishes to talk. Something troubles her. I do not understand. Someone said that the Frisians had brought thousands of prisoners. I've seen the mass of them on the left side, but where are they now? Dear gods, piles of bodies. They've slaughtered them all, but to what end? Will they hurl corpses at us? Seeing the piles of corpses fills you with gloom. We'll learn soon enough, I'm afraid. What's the commotion in the front lines? Are they launching an attack? Philia watches. No, it's a parley party with a white rag on a stick. That big-bellied Frisian must be an important official. I wonder what they hope to negotiate. A peaceful settlement? Not likely, you laugh bitterly. The Frisians will storm the fortress, unless, of course, we choose to surrender. Probably that they will suggest. Wait, I think I see a messenger heading toward us. You recognize Mushroom. Stakatvichti summons you, Hopper. We'll be negotiating with the Frisians, but we lack a good interpreter. The Count is going to placate them with a feast, and then suss out their intentions. How's your Frisian? Do you even speak it? You accept the invitation. Better than most Frisians. I'll come, though if I were you, I'd poison these ambassadors and be done with them. They'll just stall for time or deceive you outright. I'll be there soon. Gals. The Gals would not parley, but you can observe the army, or let's go to the throne room. Let's observe them first. You see Aik towering ahead above the others. Walk toward the main gate. He's clearly worried. Aik notices you and approaches. If you're a wise man, can you explain these wretched Gals? I understand Frisians, but what quarrel do mountain people have with us? They've cut Opakum off from the east and south. We are surrounded, and there's no way out. Let's tell the truth. You look Aik in the eyes. Sorcery is involved, of course, but the seed won't sprout on rock. You know the source of the Gals' rage? Berkana oppressed them for centuries. Can you imagine how many villages were burned? How much blood was spilled? It takes another few centuries for the memories to fade. You're making excuses for them? Aik asks, perplexed. In my time, Berkana never invaded their lands, but Gals robbed caravans regularly, chopped prisoners' heads off, tortured them to death too. They don't treat us like humans. You shrug. We should treat them as humans, even if they don't. Some, not all, may be murderers and thieves, but they are still people. Not every Berkan is perfect either. Aik frowns, confused. I don't understand. What are we to do with the Gals once the reaping's done? Wage war on them? You give her a mirthless laugh. Not for us to decide, I'm afraid. No use calling for vengeance on a field of death. We still need to live through the siege. For now, crush any Gals you find, or they will crush you. Good advice. Let's go to the throne room. The throne room has been cleared. The tables are gone, only the throne towers over the ancient hall. Its solemn occupant is Count Staketvichti. He beckons you. You stand at his side and bow. At this moment, the doors are flung open, revealing the parley party. A pot-bellied official waddles in front, followed by several warriors. Many more royal guards remain in the throne room. Staket is hardly in danger. Still, the two figures keeping their distance seem highly suspicious. The pot-bellied man looks around. Instead of bowing, he nods contemptuously at the throne. You found interpreter? He asks in broken Berkanan. Your tongue is too harsh for Frisian lips. I be Count Pelko Saturi, leader of legions and king's own blood. Who speak with me? Taking Staketvichti's hint, you step forward. I will translate your words, Count, you say in Frisian. The replies too, if you so wish. Count Pelko Saturi stares at you for a moment. I ask for help if I forget word. For now, I try to speak my own, he announces. Why is the king not present, or at least the prince? Did the Gals not chase them all the way from Hyborg? I hoped to see their faces. Is the king perhaps dead? You will be content with talking to me, Pelko Saturi. Count to count, so to say. You're related to the kings of Frisia, so I've been told, but I will never believe that it is you who commands the army gathered outside the Opakum's walls. This should not concern you, Berkan. Let me ask in Frisian. Interpreter, come here. Why aren't the gates wide open? Why aren't you and the other officials on your knees? Are your soldiers eager for death? Where's your king hiding? He's asking why the gates aren't open yet. He's asking what kind of warriors you have. He's asking if we have a brave ruler. Let's say this one. Because the glory of Berkana shines bright as her blades. You fools, Opakum will fall at Frisia's feet before the day ends. Do not hurry to drink your pig wash, Count. Let it steep. He's asking if we have a brave ruler. Braver than most desperate Frisian in your army. You'll see for yourself very soon. Horror awaits your king. If he wishes to live, he'd best kneel before me. I've come for one reason, to convince you to surrender the fortress, immediately. I'll pass your wishes on to the one who will appreciate them. Perhaps when you are crawling toward the gate to escape Opakum, he'll come out to have a look at you. He's asking what kind of warriors you have. Soon enough you'll see what my soldiers are made of, especially if you attempt to storm the fortress. It will be their final battle. I hope their fear will not befoul the fortress as my warriors are taking it. Battles are resolved in many ways, but never by foul language. Let's end these negotiations, Count. There are sorcerers in Pelko Saturi's entourage. I can sense them weaving spells. Impossible. There's no reaping within Apocum's walls. No reapers and no sorcery. No reaping, true, but sorcery, to be sure. Listen to me, Count, while you still can. I'm taking this fortress from within as we speak. I allow you to hear and feel everything, including your death. Suddenly your body seems very heavy. Unfamiliar sorcery binds your arms and legs. You try to look at Staketvici, only to find him and his guards petrified just like you. Two strangers in temple robes weave their spells, immobilizing Count Vici and his entourage, adorning the pot-bellied Count Saturi with the sorcery's pernicious threats. The other Frisians are poised for the kill. Pelko Saturi laughs triumphantly, patting his belly in anticipation of victory. Another sorcery imbues him with power, tightening his leg's shape, as if giving him a second youth. He is a murderer washing himself in blood to feel like a beast, a torturer savoring a victim's cries, a glutton overcome by the scent of food. You whisper a protective enchantment to loosen the magical bonds, desperately trying to figure out who infiltrated Opacum, disguised as temple servants. Is it Dovkal, Achak, or Adna? You draw the knife tucked beneath your belt and forcing through magic, throw it at the Frisian official. Your knife pierces Pelko Saturi's throat. The Count's eyes bulge in their sockets. He croaks and falls dead. The magical weave snaps, lashing you and the two sorcerers. For a moment, the world goes black and the sorcerers vanish. You hear moaning behind you. The Count and his guards are still trapped in the enchantment. The Frisians advance. You draw your sword. Unfortunately, I've been weakened quite a bit by the curse. In particular, -3 attack, leaving me with a terrible 13 attack. I want a better devouring blow. Here we go. It should be only 2, so maybe oh no, it's not only 2. How am I supposed to win this? Obviously this is quite nice. At the moment I could only hurt 2, which is obviously not enough. Obviously I'm going to do Mental Blast first. Let's use Fire Blade as well. Now I could kill him. Well, I can't actually, but this would increase my energy. But first I'll go for Mental Blast, obviously. I must not forget that. I'll go for his health. I will go for his health again. Okay, he will be able to attack me. That was very unfortunate. Mental Blast first. Somewhere over there, that's okay. I could use Circular Hit, but it would only cost me very little energy. There we go. That increases my attack by 2, and by 2 again. That's obviously going to be super helpful. He most likely will be able to attack me as well, unfortunately. Killing himself in the process, I guess. Unfortunately, I don't get any points. I don't have any chance to heal myself. Okay, I heal with With that I can heal myself, that's good. First mental blast. Second fire blade. Here comes the next foe. Should I engage him? I think not. First mental blast. How far could, for example, he go? He could go till here and still shoot at me. Him as well. I can go a little bit forward, giving me the chance to attack him, if need be. I could use circular hits on them. But that would allow them to shoot at me, dealing 13 damage. Do I want to risk that? I don't think so, actually. So I'm just going to end this turn. Let them come closer and also use Mental Blast again. I might even kill someone. Unfortunately not. Increase my energy. He would be able to shoot at me as well if I moved forward. What's his range though? Yeah, he could well, if I go here, he can't. Let's go here, then only he can shoot at me. But I want to use Devouring Blow to gain some health. And I gain more health than this costs me. Cost me lots of energy though. Which means I will have to use Quick Strike on him. I should have used Mental Blast first, to be honest, that was a mistake. I think I didn't. He will be able to shoot at me. I might have to fight this again, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he died. I won't be able to kill him. I can give myself energy by killing one of these. He won't be able to kill me. And I think I should do that. It'll be these two now. Okay, he actually killed me. How did that happen? I will replay this battle in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until then, bye for now.